Most of us spend our lives running. When we want a new client, approval from our peers, or a promotion, our biological instinct kicks in. We sprint after it. But here is the problem with chasing. The target can sense it. When you need that sale to make rent, or you're eager for a title change, it leaks into your voice and your body language. Every ounce of visible need acts as a weight against you. The harder your pursuit forces your side down, the higher you elevate the other person's leverage. You see this constantly. A client senses a hint of panic in a pitch and immediately asks for a discount. A colleague spots your ambition and quietly maneuvers to make you do their heavy lifting. Aggressively pursuing an outcome strips away your negotiating power before you even sit down at the table. Imagine a fisherman who decides to skip the rod and the reel. He dives into the freezing water, flailing his arms, trying to grab a catch with his bare hands. The harder he thrashes, the more turbulence he creates. The fish react to the threat exactly as you would expect. They dart away. If lunging at what we want naturally triggers a defensive retreat, how do we acquire things without forcing them away? We have to drop the mechanics of force altogether. The solution lies in building a system where people don't feel the need to resist you at all. In his analysis of power dynamics, author Robert Greene outlines a specific rule. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. The principle is straightforward. The person who successfully attracts an opportunity holds the control, while the person doing the chasing gives it up. Elite military commanders understood this perfectly. Rather than exhausting armies chasing enemies across a continent, they waited at a strategic choke point. Political strategists use the same rule for social dynamics, constructing scenarios that force opponents into a reactive state. This influence is built on positioning. By choosing the location, you control the atmosphere. By setting the terms, you define the boundaries of the negotiation. Power rarely belongs to the fastest aggressor on the field. It belongs to the architect who built the field in the first place. Now, the word bait often carries a negative tone, suggesting a trap or a trick. But effective bait is usually just raw, undeniable value. It can be a sense of exclusivity, intense curiosity, or simply being the only person in the room who can solve a specific, painful problem. This creates a psychological bypass. When people move towards something valuable, defense mechanisms drop because they believe they are freely choosing to take that action. True influence happens when you build an environment where someone else's choice perfectly aligns with the outcome you wanted all along. You don't need to be an ancient general commanding an army to apply this. These geographic principles map directly onto the landscape of modern business. Average companies knock on thousands of doors hoping someone will answer. Elite companies engineer products that solve such a distinct problem that the market naturally seeks them out. Applying this requires a change in direction. You have to abandon the impulse to ask how to chase down your next opportunity. Instead, obsess over how to become so inherently valuable, interesting, or useful that those opportunities naturally gravitate toward you. Once you develop that kind of gravitational pull, the need to forcefully persuade or beg people to listen completely evaporates. The strongest position in your career, your negotiations, or your relationships doesn't come from winning the chase. It comes from becoming the unavoidable destination.